Welcome back, Legends. I know. I disappeared for a couple of weeks. I've seen a lot of you asking where I've been, but real life got extremely busy, and I just couldn't stick to my usual upload schedule. Thankfully, everything is finally settling down, and now I'm back. So don't worry, we've got a lot to talk about. The Touge Masters update has officially arrived in Asphalt Legends, and with it comes the brand new Drive Syndicate 17. This event will be available from August 1st all the way until September 6th, so we've got a little over a month to play through it. That gives everyone plenty of time to plan their progression instead of rushing through everything on day one. I've been grinding this event for the past 3 days, testing different strategies, watching how the progression works, checking the economy, and trying to figure out just how far a free-to-play player can realistically go this time. And before you spend thousands of Syndicate coins, before you buy relay packs, or before you even think about pulling out your credit card, I think you should know exactly what you're getting into. Before we go any further, if you enjoy these honest Asphalt Legends breakdowns that save you from wasting your resources, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, because I'll be covering every major event from the Touge Masters season, including spotlight events, future special events, and everything else coming in this update. Also, let me know down in the comments, how far have you reached in Drive Syndicate 17 so far? Now let's get into it. The new Drive Syndicate looks incredible. The very first thing I noticed wasn't even the gameplay, it was the presentation. Gameloft actually put some serious work into redesigning the entire Drive Syndicate experience. Everything feels new, the animations, the menus, the transitions. Instead of looking like the same old interface we've had for years, everything now has a much more modern and cinematic style. The menus respond faster. The transitions into races feel much more dynamic. Even the overall atmosphere feels fresh. Say whatever you want about the monetization, but I have to give Gameloft credit where it's due. Visually, this is easily the best-looking Drive Syndicate we've had in a very long time. It genuinely feels like a complete refresh instead of just another recycled event. Even the cop cars have been updated with a new design. The opening was weird. The event starts with this fancy briefcase animation. I'll be honest, when I first saw it, I actually thought we were about to get some free rewards. Maybe some blueprints, maybe some Syndicate coins, maybe even some tokens. Instead, the briefcase just opens and immediately throws you into the event. You don't even get time to explore the menus before you're forced into your first race. It looks cool, but I would have preferred having a chance to look around first. Still, once that first race is over, everything becomes much more familiar. The early game is actually pretty good. If you're a newer player or someone with a smaller garage, the beginning of Drive Syndicate 17 is actually pretty enjoyable. I've been collecting free blueprints, farming Syndicate coins, and overall, the first part of the event doesn't feel too stressful. If your only goal is picking up a couple of free cars and some extra resources, you'll probably have a good time. This is honestly where the event feels the most generous. Unfortunately, that doesn't last very long. This is where everything starts falling apart. Here's the biggest issue. In older Drive Syndicates, I could usually push through several support cars before eventually reaching the paywall. This time, I'm running into the wall much earlier. The game simply doesn't provide enough Syndicate coins through normal progression to comfortably star up the required support cars. And that's the entire problem. Because unlike previous Drive Syndicates, the required star levels matter a lot. Here's what the event asked for. Gianarelli AL60 needs 2 stars. Mercedes AMG C63 DTM needs 3 stars. Formula E Gen 3 Evio Championship Edition needs 3 stars. Hennessy Venom GT needs 4 stars. Lamborghini Countach LPI 804 needs 4 stars. Touge Eon R needs 3 stars. Now here's what makes this so difficult. 2 of the support cars are making their debut in this Drive Syndicate, while the Mercedes AMG C63 DTM came earlier this year through a Grand Prix during the holiday overdrive season. But most free-to-play players don't usually invest heavily in Grand Prix cars, especially a C-Class car, so many will still have it at a low star level. Getting the Gianarelli AL60 to 2 stars is already tough, but I think most free-to-play players will get stuck trying to reach a 3-star Mercedes A MGC63 DTM. How far can free-to-play players really go? This is probably the biggest question everyone has been asking. And after 3 days of grinding, here's my opinion. Most free-to-play players probably won't even make it past the second support car. That's the unfortunate reality. Now, let's say you get extremely lucky. Maybe your blueprint drops are above average. Maybe you spend a few thousand blue tokens on relay packs. Maybe you already had some wildcards saved up. If you somehow manage to reach around 250,000 Syndicate points, then your chances improve quite a bit. Why? Because the Formula E Gen 3 Evo Championship Edition is one car that a lot of us already own. Thanks to previous events and rewards, many players already have it sitting at 2 or even 3 stars. That means progressing from there becomes much easier. If you reach that point, I actually think there's a realistic chance of getting somewhere around 450,000 Syndicate points without spending additional money. But here's the problem. Very few free-to-play players are actually going to reach that point in the first place. Most players are likely getting stopped much earlier. That's why I honestly think this is one of the most unbalanced Drive Syndicates we've ever had. The Packard G is absolutely brutal. The blueprint drops feel terrible. Every time I open packs, I feel like I'm getting the absolute minimum. 1 blueprint, maybe 2 if I'm lucky. Then it's back to grinding again. Instead of rewarding progression, it feels like the entire event depends on RNG. Even if you've been saving blue tokens for months like I have, even if you buy the relay packs, it still isn't enough to comfortably reach the later chapters. That's how expensive the progression becomes. Money runs are more frustrating than fun. I also need to talk about the money runs. Every time you hit a police car, every time you crash, every time you take damage, your payout keeps dropping. It feels stressful. You're constantly worried about losing currency instead of actually enjoying the race. For an event that's already heavily resource limited, this just makes the grind even more frustrating. The shop can drain your currency fast. Now let's talk strategy, because this part is incredibly important. When you first enter the event shop, you'll see guaranteed blueprints for the Giannarelli ALA60. The first guaranteed blueprint costs 1,000 Syndicate Currency. Then the price increases after every purchase. You can buy up to 10 guaranteed blueprints. After that, your only option becomes blueprint packs, 500 currency for 1 pack, or 5,000 currency for 10 packs. Sounds reasonable. Until you remember one thing, even inside a 10-pack, only 1 blueprint is guaranteed. That means you can spend 5,000 Syndicate Currency and still walk away with only 1 or 2 blueprints. That's brutal. And as more support cars unlock, everything becomes even more expensive. Every blueprint starts costing more. Every mistake becomes more expensive. Every bad purchase can completely ruin your progression. Wildcards are more important than ever. If you've been saving wildcards, this is exactly the event to use them. Using even a few wildcards can save you thousands of Syndicate Currency. And if you don't have any, start requesting 1 wildcard every single day from your club. Seriously, that tiny daily request could be the difference between progressing or getting completely stuck. Don't make this mistake. One mistake I keep seeing players make: they're over-investing in early support cars. Don't do it. For example, the Giannarelli ALA60 only needs 2 stars. So once you reach 2 stars, stop. Don't chase 3 stars. Don't keep buying packs. Don't waste your currency. Meet the requirement. Move on. Every extra blueprint you buy early is currency you won't have later. And trust me, you're going to need every single Syndicate coin once the expensive cars arrive. My final advice: if you're completely free to play, treat this event as a resource farm. Play until you reach the paywall. Collect every free blueprint. Grab every free reward. Unlock whatever cars you realistically can, and then stop. Don't empty your entire blue token savings trying to chase the final car. Unless you're already planning to spend real money, it's simply not worth it. You'll probably walk away with a couple of new cars, some useful blueprints, credits, and other rewards. That's a much better outcome than wasting months of saved resources chasing something that isn't realistically achievable. Final thoughts. After spending the last 3 days grinding Drive Syndicate 17, I have mixed feelings. On one hand, this is easily the best-looking Drive Syndicate we've ever had. The redesigned interface, smoother animations, cinematic transitions, and overall presentation make the event feel fresh and modern. The early chapters are also enjoyable, especially if you're looking to collect some free blueprints and build up your garage. But once you move past those opening stages, the problems become impossible to ignore. The support car requirements arrive much too early. Several of those cars are brand new. The blueprint drop rates feel extremely unforgiving, and the increasing shop prices punish every wrong decision. Even players who have saved blue tokens for months are finding it difficult to make meaningful progress. And for most free-to-play players, getting beyond the second support car is going to be a huge challenge. If you somehow reach around 250,000 Syndicate points, your chances improve thanks to the Formula E Gen 3 EVO Championship Edition. But very few players will actually get there without a lot of luck or extra spending. My biggest advice is to manage your resources carefully, use wildcards whenever possible, avoid upgrading support cars beyond their required star levels, and look at this event as an opportunity to collect free rewards instead of chasing the final prize. I really hope future Drive Syndicate side stories become more balanced, because the new format has a lot of potential, but this first attempt still feels far too restrictive for the average player. Now I want to hear from all of you. How far have you reached in Drive Syndicate 17? Have you already hit the paywall, or are you still making progress? Let me know down in the comments, because I'm really curious to see how everyone's experience has been so far. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Legends, see you on the track.
Fighting the air, a scream in the void, no one to care. Time stands still, teeth clenched tight. The abyss calls me into the